Hello, workplace innovators, entrepreneurs, software engineers, problem solvers, developers. You have big ideas that you want to advance. Consider this simple framework as you're trying to discern what are all the boxes that I need to check in order to build a really good case. Consider these 4 steps of the framework. What is the problem? First, start by really clearly defining and articulating the problem. If you can even get a few key business objectives or metrics tied into that, the much the better. If you've got good access to information, those can really anchor. If you can capture a few quotes from your teammates, from your boss, from the board, that really binds together that problem statement, even sometimes if it sounds a little harsh as to the current state, the more you can kind of articulate the problem, the better your steps 2, 3, and 4 will go. If you fail to do that, you can sometimes find that you'll hop back all the way from step 4 back to step 1. Some person will swoop in and they'll say, hold on a second, what problem are we trying to solve here, right? Have you ever heard those words? Step 2, once you've got that, let's generate a few alternative solutions. In my systems engineering training back in the day at the University of Virginia, we were taught that you always need to generate alternative solutions to flesh those out, at least 2, 3, or 4 if you're a true systems engineer. And you need to be thinking about trade-offs and how do we measure those trade-offs? Where's the ultimate utilization going to be optimized for all of our stakeholders? We want to get down the path possibly with 1 or 2 of those and even start to prototype and to flesh those out. So step 2 is really starting to craft that vision for that solution. Maybe even a few mock-ups or visuals could help. This is what this direction would look like. Even an icon or 2, we might deploy this thing on mobile first, or we might have more of kind of a desktop interaction to try to articulate and differentiate what those options could look like. Number 3, we need to decide. We need to come up with a recommendation for the committee, for the team, for our colleagues, and come in and prepare with a deep and rich sense of what is the effort involved all around. Not even just the cost that we're going to deploy, but the opportunity cost, the other things that we're going to defer. And let's ground that conversation back within our problem statement and our alternative solutions so we can walk through the journey of how we got to where we are. That'll help avoid kind of the confusion of how do we get to where we're at. We want to set the stage, not belaboring it, but also making sure that we're clearly articulating how we arrived at this recommendation. And lastly, we need to get clear buy-in and get clear approval. Sometimes it can be tempting to skip this step and to say, hey, let's just start to run this as a little side initiative, as a little kind of shadow project, as opposed to really bringing it to the board or bringing it to the owners and embarking upon a journey and sort of getting the formal signature. Well, if you fail that 4th step, you may find that you've actually even doomed the initiative. So sometimes we are so eager to get started that we can fail to start well. So consider those 4 steps when you're thinking about your next big ideas or something even that's currently in progress, and do that as a little litmus test. Do we have a problem? Do we have the solution alternatives? Do we have a clear presentation? And did we get nice buy-in across the board? Did we get approval? Thank you.